Welcome back. Whether you've established a plan at the beginning of the year, a mid-year review of your finances can be very beneficial for your financial health going forward.
Andy Mattingly from Forum Credit Union joins us here in studio to talk about the important financial numbers for a mid-year review, a financial physical, some might say.
Yes.
Where do we begin?
Well, start with your spending and kind of look at your spending plan, or if you had a budget, and make sure you're sticking to that. And if you don't, now's a good time to commit to starting a budget because you still have half the year to make some changes.
You talked about spending, so
Yes.
What about a review of everybody's debt?
The good debt to look at for a review is your credit card debt. If it's going down, compare it to the beginning of the year. If it's going down, you're in good shape. If it's staying the same or going up, that could be a sign that you're getting into financial trouble.
Is there other debt we want to keep an eye on, like potential debt or future debt?
Yeah, now's a good time if you're thinking about getting a new home or a car. Look and see if it works in your finances. You've had 6 months. You know kind of what your budget, what you're spending. Will those increased expenses work for you?
Obviously, we should be saving then too, but
Yes.
What should people really be looking at and focusing on when they're looking at their savings?
Look at your emergency fund, because even if you're saving all along, things may have changed. So look at your last 3 months of expenses and see if your emergency fund can cover those. Because we start to spend more, we have more expenses, and we forget to increase what we need in our emergency fund.
We talked about 401k, I think, recently.
Yes.
How do we use investments? How do investments play into all this?
Well, by now, different mutual fund stocks up and down, you may be needed to look and see if you need to rebalance your portfolio, because your goal is to have a certain asset allocation so you can have the return at the end and the right amount of risk. Well, things go up and down. Now's a good time to make that change.
And look big picture at everything leading up.
Yes.
Don't just look back 2 weeks
Yes.
before you decide
Yes.
to rebalance, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, you mentioned savings, 401k, even your debt. What are some other things that people should be looking at? Because, it's kind of tough this time of year. Everybody's thinking vacations. We've got 4th of July around the corner.
Yeah.
What else should they be looking at?
Well, most everybody gets their raise in January or February. Now's a good time to see what did you do with that raise. Because what happens is most of us don't make any decision on our raise, and we just start spending it. So go back and see, did you start saving more? Did you start paying more to pay down your credit cards or something like that? That way you know that you're doing something with your raise every year.
Huh.
Always a good time to do a financial physical. Andy,
Yes, it
thanks
is.
for coming in. Where can people find you?
At forumcu.com.
All right, let's check in one more time with Lindsay.
And we're looking at a nice